Hey, welcome back. I was going to make a video for megabate about my furnace. I don't have enough energy to get out of this chair. I've been fighting on the phone all day. Hey, them calls work. That company is so pissed off they're hanging up on people, telling them not to call back. Housing authority never did call me, but they had that furnace company call me. After arguing, they wanted to come and fix that furnace for a third time. I'm saying, you almost burnt my house down twice with it. What do you want to come try again to kill me? The problem is, when I bought that furnace 10 or 11 years ago, it ran on 4 burners. Electric. It's electric and it ran on 4 burners. It would run 15 minutes. Real cold weather, it might run 20 minutes. But it worked for 9, 10 years. I installed it. It didn't look the greatest, but it worked. When I installed it, I was real sick and I had my arm in a sling. I did it all with one hand in the middle of winter, freezing by myself. But I got it in, got it working, and then that summer when I felt better, I actually improved it a little bit. But the burner burned out last year. And after spending about a week on the phone, calling the place where I bought it, and they give me other numbers to call and that, well, I find out from the manufacturer they discontinued that furnace for safety reasons. So it was way more money than I had at the time to put a new furnace in. So I called that housing authority, which offers, if you qualify, they'll send somebody to fix your furnace. So they send that company that I put the name of on there, and they come, they look at it, and I tell them how it's discontinued and that. They come back a couple days later with a burner. Don't look nothing like my burner. They put it all in. And here, this burner, where my furnace ran all 4 burners at one time, this furnace ran 2, and then they shut off and the other 2 would run. Well, to me, that means I had a 2-burner stove instead of a 4. And it ran for a week nonstop in the cold weather. I was scared to death. I was getting up in the middle of the night, shutting it off and giving it a break. But something happened. It wasn't heating. I called them back. They come back, a wire burn off one of the, not regulator, God, I've been trying to remember that word. What the hell is that? Relay. It smoked the wire on the relay. So they changed the wire. And the burner, to me, still wasn't working right. They said it was, I said it wasn't. Well, here I ran it all winter like that, was getting $900 electric bills all winter. They're telling me, oh, that's just because it's cold, you got an electric furnace and your ductwork isn't good. And I'm thinking, well, if my ductwork wasn't good, you were getting paid to fix it, why didn't you fix it? You changed my cold air ducts, why didn't you do something else? He said they wouldn't pay me. So finally, I argue with that housing authority and tell them, they're telling me there's nothing wrong with my furnace running. I said, hey, if the man comes and says that furnace is okay, I'll pay the bill. So the man comes, and really nice guy. I told him about the wire burning off, and he's looking at it and that. And he put the door back on. He said, I don't know what to tell you, run it. I said, I can't run this furnace. It's going to burn the house down. He says, I don't know what to tell you, run it. I said, can you look at me in good faith and tell me that furnace is not going to burn my house down? He said, no. And he shut his tools down. He took the door back off. He started taking them relays off and looking at them. And here, the one that burnt the wire off a year ago was all swollen up in the back where it bolted on and you couldn't see it. So that 4th burner has never been running. And this new burner they put in will run 2, and then them 2 will shut off and run the other 2. So to me, Instead of a 4-burner stove that burnt 4 burners, I got a 2-burner stove. So I lost half my BTUs in my book. They say no. But here with that one burner not working, it would run on two, and then when it clicked to the other one, that was the last one in the circuit, so it didn't light, but the other one did. So it would run two burners and then one burner, 2 burners and then one burner, and it ran forever. I called them. I don't know how many times I had them here last winter. They stopped coming. They were so mad they stopped coming, and they wouldn't answer my phone calls over there. So after he takes it apart and he finds that one relay bad, he puts it all back together and he said, I think you're okay to run it until we figure out what's wrong. And I said, hey, there's no thinking. You're talking for this company. You got to tell me this furnace is safe or this furnace is unsafe. He said, sir, this furnace is unsafe. I wouldn't run it. And right there, when he said that, the door was still off the furnace. He turned it back on. And while we were standing there, another relay burned out. So now it's down to a 2-burner stove with 2 burnt relays. He left. I thought that was last Tuesday, a week ago. Well, 9 days ago now. I'm waiting 9 days. I figure somebody's going to call me back. Nobody calls me back. I call the housing authority. I get their answering machine, leave messages. They don't call me back. But all them calls work today. Oh, they're hanging up on people. That furnace company's hanging up on people and won't answer the call when they call back. Housing authority lady's all pissed off, like she always is. But they called me and tried to make some kind of deal where they're going to come and fix this furnace again. And I said, wait a minute. It didn't kill me the first time. It didn't kill me the second time. So why in the hell would I want you to come and fix this furnace that might kill me the third time? I don't know why I got a bow on the screen. So we're arguing back and forth about that. And the housing authority's like, we're not going to put in your new furnace in your house no matter what. What the hell's the matter with my screen? I got that big mark on. Oh, my finger. What the? I'm burnt. I'm totally burnt out. I'm not only fighting with the housing authority and this furnace company. I'm fighting with Social Security, welfare, 2 insurance companies, 2 hospitals, and the Department of Transportation. I still haven't got that title of that truck in my name since April. I've been to the notary 5 times since April, and I still got all the paperwork sitting there I got to send back again. They don't want to give me an antique title, and it's already an antique title, and I got it insured as an antique. So if they don't give me an antique title, I'm not insured. Okay, but back to the furnace. So they wanted to come fix that furnace, and I said no. Now, I've been searching furnaces since before I tried to contact them. And what they did, they changed the dimensions on the furnaces. Where mine's 24.5 wide, 21.5 deep, and 30 inches high, the new ones are... damn, I got it written down here somewhere. Hi, Bub. My dog's even bummed out. Huh, Bub? You feeling better? Thank you. One of these damn papers here, I got the dimensions right. I don't know, but the new furnaces are like 17 by 19 by 33 or something like that. So they're skinnier, they're narrower, and they're taller. So the only thing I can think to do, I'm going to look at all this paperwork. Every day I go through that box and call these people and have to argue with them. From start of business hours to the close of business hours. So I found a new furnace at Home Depot, like $1,600. But it's skinnier, it's not as deep, and it's taller. So I'm going downstairs tomorrow. I'm going to tie my ductwork to my ceiling off the plenum on the top. I'm going to pull that furnace off. I'm going to go to Home Depot, buy another furnace. I'm going to stop at my buddy's shop on the way home. I'm going to get a big thick piece of aluminum. And I'm going to cut it to the size of the base of that cold air duct. And I'm going to cap that cold air duct off, and then I'm going to cut another hole in the inside, smaller, to accept this smaller furnace. And then I'm going to have to try to cut 3 inches off of my ductwork so everything will still be hooked up and then I can put it right into the top. Of course, it's going to look like shit and it's going to leak air everywhere, but I'm at least going to have heat. I don't know what else to do. I was going to go down and take the door off, turn it on, and let it start smoking so everybody could see it smoking. But I'm just exhausted. By 5 o'clock today, I had to come in here and lay down. That damn disease I got's coming back. I can't eat. I know the symptoms. I woke up this morning, I had slobber all over me. That was the first sign last time. When I woke up, I had slobber all over my face and my pillow and everything. I'm sleeping in a chair so I don't aspirate. But I had spit all over the front of my shirt. All over my sleeve and everything where I had my head on my shoulder, sitting in this chair. And I'm sneezing. For some reason, when that started last time, I kept sneezing like crazy. And I'm sneezing again, too. But I was ready to completely stop all treatments and sit in this chair till I died. I'm so sick of arguing with everybody. My life's in ruins. My wife's sick. I'm sick. The house is cold. I mean, it's just, there's so many things against me right now. And my wife's all mad at me because I told her that I'm not going to take any more treatments for this disease I got. And what happens, your organs start running out of nutrients and start dying, and sooner or later you just kick the bucket. But I had to promise her I would because she was crying and stuff. But, I only live to pay taxes and insurance. I had a choice. I had $5,000. It was pay my taxes or try to get a furnace. And when these people said they was coming to check my furnace, I thought I was okay on the furnace, so I paid the taxes on the 3rd. I got $29 left in the bank. I thought I had $150, but I made a math mistake. But I can afford a $1,500 furnace. I was calling people, they wanted $5,000-$6,000 or more to put a furnace in there. I didn't have enough money. So I'm going to go buy that furnace at Home Depot for $1,500. And I'm going to jury rig it in underneath that ductwork enough that it at least runs and heats the house. And I'm just going to have to live with that. I don't know what to do. I can't argue with these people. They wanted to come to my house and show me everything wrong with my furnace that needed fixed. I said, well, you fixed it last year. Why does it have all these problems? I said, how much money do you make fixing my furnace? They wouldn't tell me. I said, a new furnace is under $2,000. And Pennsylvania was giving them away free last year. It wouldn't have cost nobody nothing to just stick a new furnace in there. I said, you probably charged that place over there over $5,000, didn't you? And they wouldn't tell me. The only good thing out of this whole thing, when I put that first company's name on there with the phone number that wasn't the right company, that man called me 15 minutes after 9 because somebody had called him. And he didn't know what I was talking about. He thought I was nuts till I showed him the video. I told him how to get to my webpage and look at the video. And there's guys working on the furnace in jackets just like his with the logo on the back like his. He says, those aren't my employees. I said, well, they got your name on them. So I made sure I called and give him the number of that other place. Because he said, if there's somebody else doing bad work with the same name as ours, we got to do something. So I called him up and gave him the phone number. But that man on the phone never heard of me before. I was mad when he first started talking to me, and I apologized because I thought he was those people. He was in Cleveland, Ohio. He said, if you weren't so far away, I would get in one of my trucks and drive to your house and put a furnace in, absolutely free. But he says, I'm so busy I can't get away to drive that far to help you. And people's been calling him, so I hope maybe he has second thoughts on that. To at least come and put one in if I pay him what I can or something. But he said, if I was closer, I'd come and put a furnace in your house for free, sir. He said, this is ridiculous. At least he had a heart. And I know people's call. I said, babe, I'm going to hang up and I'm going to go right on post and say that was the wrong number. And I did. But he said he wouldn't be ignorant to anybody that called because they were trying to help me. But he said, if he's in Cleveland, Ohio. That's a long way from Industry, Pennsylvania. He said, if you were just a couple hundred miles closer, he said, I'd put a brand new furnace in my truck and drive to you and put it in. I don't know. I'm hoping maybe he'll call back. But that's my plan. I'm going down there tomorrow and rip that furnace out, go to Home Depot, get a new one, come in and jury rig it in there. Of course, it's going to blow air out everywhere and shit, but hot air in my basement's got to be better than no air. My water already froze up once, the first time in 50 years I lived here. Yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I don't know what else to say. I'm totally exhausted. I'm gonna go to Texas and play me some Leonard Skinner. Or no, I'm gonna go to Florida and listen to Leonard Skinner. And then I'm gonna go to Texas. Who the fuck was I gonna listen to in Texas? I can't remember. I don't know. I got three bands. One's in Florida, one's in Texas, and one's in Boston. Aerosmith. Who in the hell was that second band I was going after in Texas? Shit, I can't remember. Oh no, I was going after Stevie Ray Vaughan, greatest guitar player of all time. Texas. Greatest rock band ever, Leonard Skinner. Florida. Aerosmith. Second or third greatest band ever. Listened to a little bit of them. Tried to calm my nerves down. I already took all my blood pressure pills and my psych medicine and all that shit. Tried to calm me down. But hey, Megabate, I hope you understood what I'm saying there about them burners. The relays are burning out. Is what's the problem because that burner wasn't made for the stove. That's either a Lennox or a Miller burner, and my stove is neither one. I'm not saying the name because the people that worked on the stove don't even know the name. They were asking me. I said, you've been here 14 times. You don't even know who made my stove? So I wouldn't tell them. And I had a local man come and look at it. And when I told him the story, he said, I wasn't here. I never was here. If they asked me, I don't even know you. He wouldn't touch it. He said, I don't want nothing to do with this. He said, that furnace should have been red tagged. He knew that furnace couldn't be fixed. He said, if you start that furnace, you're going to burn your house down, but I'm not touching it. So I can't even get anybody local to look at it. But everybody, like I say, if anybody called for me, thank you. If you want to keep calling, keep calling. I stopped that whole company's business today. They were hanging up on people calling. I think they even cursed at my one buddy. But they're hanging up on everybody and everything. So I probably ruined their whole business today. I even called that other company with the same name back and give them the number of that other furnace company. I said, here's the other company working with the exact same name and almost the exact same logo on their same colors uniforms. They're either impersonating you or they got the same name and they're doing bad work under your name. So they're probably called and bitched at them too. And now everybody is pissed off. That housing authority, I don't know how many calls they got today, but they stopped. They turned on their answering machine, wouldn't answer no more calls. So did the furnace company. But I'm out of fight. I'm going to have to surrender. Like I say, I'm going to get that furnace, jury rig it on there, and hope it works. About all I can do. Here I sit, 70 years old, supposed to be the prime of your life. I should be in there playing with my guns, having a good time. Not arguing with all these people on the phone every day of my life. Plus, with my wife sick, I got to do all my own cooking, all my own cleaning, housework, things like that too, and take care of her and watch her. I go in there 4 or 5 times a day and wake her up, looking at her, thinking she's dead. And it takes so long to wake her up. I think she's dead. I get scared to death. Finally, she wakes up. How long is that going to go on? It's been going on now 7 years here in a month. How many years can she fight this? Now she's back on radiation. She had her first radiation yesterday. I don't know. I'm telling anybody right now, if you're young, I feel sorry for you. I don't know what this world's going to be. I don't know what it's going to turn into. Every call I make, I get some foreigner that I can't understand. And I say, please, sir, slow down. I can't understand you. And then they get mad and talk faster. Then we end up getting a big old argument, and I tell them to fuck off and hang up on them. So I ain't getting nowhere. My whole family, the Flames, which is my last name, they all were like, I don't know how you say it, not mean people, but they held grudges and they argued with people that they didn't agree with. That's just the way my whole family was, and I guess I got the gene too, and so does my daughter. Me and my daughter argue all the time. She's just like me. But hey, that's my update. And megabate, I hope it, or megabate, I keep saying bite, I don't know why it's bait. I'm sorry. I hope this makes any sense to you. But in my thought, and I only got a 10th grade education besides a GED. My oldest child was going to graduate in 91, so I went and got my GED before she graduated so that I would be graduated before her. But it didn't do me no, it really didn't do no good except for make me feel better. But with my 10th grade education, I can figure you have 4 burners and then you have 2, you lost half your heat. That's science or physics or something, isn't it? I don't know. I'm just a dumb GED guy, you know? I was so drunk when I took my GED test, I don't know how I passed. I got there late, I drank a half a gallon of vodka that day. I was so drunk, I couldn't even hardly read the paper, but I passed. I don't know how. But hey, that's one good thing. I quit drinking in 92, and through all this, I got no urge to drink, so. And I would never do anything to harm myself. I lost my sister that way. She took her own life. Her ashes are up in my field with her tombstone. It ruined the whole family. That was 1992. Our whole family's been shot ever since. I would never do that to my family. I'd lay here and wither away and die before I'd ever take my own life. Especially with the firearm. Now, she didn't use a firearm, but in my video where that AR-15 keeps shooting and where the hammer was broke, that young kid that's shooting that AR in that video shot himself about 2 weeks ago. My God, what an awful thing. I could not believe it. He was a nice guy. He had his issues, but that last day we was here shooting, we had such a good time. We all laughed and carried on. He was friends with my nephew that I raised. We all shot and laughed. We had a good time. 2 weeks later, he shot himself. Yeah, like I say, I would never do that. I could never disgrace a firearm. I had a guy rushing me, and I'm yelling, stop or I'm going to shoot you. I had my gun cocked right on his chest. I said, I'm going to shoot you right in the chest. He wouldn't stop. So I shot between his feet, stopped him. I couldn't kill him. I would have been justified. I had the police on the way. He was running to come toward me to attack me. I told him, make another move, I'm going to shoot you right in the chest. He did anyway, but I couldn't shoot him. I found out I could not take another human life. Just lucky when I shot between his feet, he stopped, or he probably would have attacked me and shot me with my own. Well, I wouldn't have let him shoot me with my own gun. I only had 3 more rounds left because I'd fired a couple warning shots already. And it was 3 of them, and I said, now you stopped. And I got 3 bullets left. and there's 3 of you. So if I shoot you, I'm going to have to shoot these other 2 guys because I don't want no witnesses. And they all sat down on the ground in front of the truck and waited for the police because I had a cocked loaded gun stuck right in the kid's ear, and made him take out his cell phone and call a 911 and report himself as being caught stealing because I went up there without a cell phone or a flashlight at 1 o'clock in the morning, not thinking, mad. Okay, 25 minutes. If you don't want to listen to this, hell, you don't have to. Probably everybody's sick of hearing me. I don't know. I'm thinking about closing down my YouTube channel anyway, and probably my Facebook ones. I don't know. See what happens. I did get my viewership back up to 3,000 a week when I was down to 900. So I did get them numbers up some. It's hard to make a fun video playing with your guns when you got all these problems in your head, you know? Well, I appreciate everybody that called. I appreciate everybody that listens to my videos on Facebook and YouTube. Everybody have a good evening, and I'll catch you on the next one.